we're just going to work on using acrylic. Have a lot of exterior acrylic paints because they're more durable, same price. And then I have a whole set of these Master's Touch, lots of colors. As I go, I'll just, if I have anything to mention about the process, I'll let you know. Actually going to be upside down. So when I'm done, I'll flip it around. Oh, I haven't even used this color. This one's called Lake Blue. I can't believe I haven't opened that yet. Okay. It would be funny if I actually painted it upside down. I wonder if I could do that. So this is the top. I just use paper towels after I rinse. First, I think I'm going to go around the edge here. While I have the paint mixed. If you try to go around and finish your edges once you've thrown away that color of paint, then that can sometimes be a problem. So that's going to be the top. This will be the bottom, and I'll be painting upside down. See if I can do this. I probably can, but we'll check. These canvases are so lightweight. I just got the cheapies because I haven't painted in years. Years, y'all. But some of my old art supplies are still good. It's not agave nectar, it's glaze. Okay. I'm gonna go a little bit darker, the top part here. The same tone, the burnt sienna. And I need to open this one as well. I've had these paints for 2 years. Okay, burnt sienna. Add just a touch because it goes a long way, especially with oils, but these are acrylics. Okay. Okay, time to rinse because we're going to move on to the lower portion. And I'm going to show you how my glaze is still, oh my gosh, it's even got cobwebs on it. So this is faux painting glaze. I don't even know if they sell it anymore. I used to get it by the gallon at Home Depot. And this is what's left of a gallon from at least 10 years ago. So, still good. I'm using up all my old paint before I buy a lot of new paint because paints are expensive. You see that? It's still good. It doesn't, I don't know. I mean, I've left it outside. Must be a good bottle. Okay, so here comes Cyber, my kitty cat, to see what's going on. I hope he doesn't cause too much ruckus over here. I know, moving slow. Y'all can tune back in, move along, or just hang out. I should be done in about an hour, maybe. Maybe 20 minutes. We'll see. Okay, so I'm just using cheap brushes that I got off Amazon to paint my bee boxes. Came in like a 10 pack, so smaller ones for the small canvas. This is an 8 by 10. So on my inspiration photo that I have in my memory, I know that the top was kind of like a dark gold and the bottom was a dark green. And it looks like the brush accumulated more water. The bristles are probably not as dense because it's cheap brushes. Okay, so I like to go with a couple different shades. So this is actually the bottom. I'm going to keep that in mind. What we're working on, the idea is a forest of colorful, like imaginary trees. Like you'll see the tree trunks that are like, you know, magical colors. And probably need to go a little bit darker down here. Chrome oxide. I have not even explored my whole set. It's got a lot of different greens. That's just black, okay. Grass green. It should have a darker one, but I mixed them up a little bit. I did paint one painting with this set. Oh, here's a good one. Okay. I could even just add a little bit of black down there. I'm low on my black, but I have another one that's in the exterior acrylic set that I got for the bee boxes. So how is your Tuesday going? Y'all can comment amongst yourselves because I might try to read upside down, but I don't see any comments yet anyway. So anyway, just hope everyone's having a good Tuesday and thanks for joining. Does everyone here celebrate Taco Tuesday? I might have to come up with some sort of taco. I'm very rusty, y'all. Sorry. If you're expecting a masterpiece, that may not happen today. Okay, we gotta find some. I just dropped one of my sea sponges, and Cosmo's going crazy for it. Okay, so my Viridian, this is a light Viridian, but it has not been opened yet. It's already got some white mixed in with it. Okay. I need to get some more of the black off of my brush without dipping it in the water. Some of that light. This is also a new challenge. I'm painting upside down. This, for me, this is the top. I mean, yeah, but for the painting's sake and for your viewing's sake, it is supposed to be the bottom. So. Because of the YouTube live stream format, I have just come up with a new technique of painting upside down. I have never done that before. Unless it was like when I painted a ceiling on one of my videos, I did a little slideshow of my cherub room. If not, it's on my website, wendyswalls.com, where I painted cherubs on the ceiling of a room mural for a little baby boy that was not born yet. Usually my clients were expecting. Okay, so through the middle, I'm just going off memory what I saw on my inspiration piece, and I might have to flip it around when I get to the tree trunks just so that they don't go in weird directions, but that could be good. You never know. Okay. This is, oh, by the way, this is my water cup that I used to use painting my murals. I still have it too. And many of my brushes. I'm using my old brushes, which I need new brushes, but we'll see what we can do today with those. All right, let's take another shade and just toss that in the mix. This is called Emerald Green. I think I've already, nope, I haven't opened that one. I used very few colors on my painting that I did. I did a contest painting for McLaren 2 years ago. I think I may have come in runner-up, but I got no credit. They only gave 3 prizes. Let's see if this works. I don't know. I think the background needs to stay dark because the tree trunks and the flowers will be really light. Toss in some of this green. Randomly, my vignette is getting a little too symmetrical. As a muralist, I used to always use paintbrushes this large and use every bit of paint on my tray before I would mix up new. Because I had so much surface area to cover. I don't know how this is going to look when it's turned upside down, but when it's turned right side up, sorry. All right, it's looking pretty good. Okay, through here on the base level, acrylics dry really fast, so you can kind of like layer it pretty quickly without having to sit around for days or weeks and let it dry like an oil painting. So that's what I love about acrylics. I was kind of like trained originally in art in oils. Alright, I'd like to take a glimpse at my inspiration piece, but I can't. Alright, so I'm just kind of going with it, but I'm gonna blend a little bit more. I know I saw some texture through here. This is my texturizing sponge from 10 years ago, but I don't think I can use it, even if I moisten it, I don't think I can use it for anything anymore. All right. Okay, so I'm just kind of like letting that dry for a minute. I think I need some gold up here. Gold, gold, gold. Literally some gold. I know on the painting it almost looked like it had some metallic gold. Totally not copying. I had an inspiration piece and it might be a little too bright. This is called Warm Gray by Master Touch Acrylics. Might be what I need. Let's see. Here's a sea sponge. Has good texture. I'll add a little soap to my water because it tends to keep the paints pliable for longer. It cleans the brushes easier too. Okay, so see that sponge has some glitter, but that's okay. We'll just add more pizzazz, right? Whoops. Some water got on the canvas when I was showing you the sponge. So I'll put that up. don't need to use much of your paints. I mean, the fact that these come in these really small 0.74 ounce tubes is really smart, because you don't really waste. Because you're limited, right? Kind of obsessing about that's the background, so I'm gonna start moving along. My promise is an hour or less here, so I think this, like I said, this, which is actually the top, needs this metallic gold. I hate to crack into this. So pretty, but to look good in the background and the foreground. I have other little surprises. These little, my art supplies are filthy. These are little tiny containers of metallic pigments that you can just add to the end. I think I'll try the fan brush. I never have good luck with these though, but we're starting to get too much of the same texture. That's a really high quality gold metallic paint right there. I like that. Kind of looks like eyelashes. Like a bunch of eyes in the forest. If you're just tuning in, we are painting from memory from an inspiration piece that I found on Pinterest. And it may not turn out looking anything like it. But also, because we are on this format, YouTube Live, and my camera, I hope it's turned the proper direction for you, but for me, I'm having to paint upside down. So this is all new. So this is the background, and we're gonna cover a lot of this. And when we look at it in the future, I will remember thinking eyelashes, because I'm using my little fan brush that's about the same exact size as a human eye. The metallic gold, which is really like a neutral, it just breaks up, kind of defines little spaces in the background. Highlights. It's like camo in the jungle. the background. Usually when I run out of a certain color on my palette, if I really need more, I'll reload, but if I think that it looks good with my last little touches for the application, this is the background, then I'll just stop there. It's looking pretty good. Kind of beachy. This is sort of like a wet sand with a turquoise ocean, like in the Caribbean, with some corals under the water maybe. Yeah, I'm digging it. Okay, so the background is done, and we are going to start upside down here. Maybe I'm gonna turn it around the right way for my purpose, and you can just watch the process so that I can see what's happening. Okay, this is looking good. I need to, with my pencil, lightly, look at this. Okay, so if you're just tuning in, these art supplies are about 10 to 15 years old, and they're still working just fine. This is a practice piece. Sometimes I use the white pencil, but I think I'll be able to see the charcoal. So I'm going to make some charcoal lines for my purpose, and then I'll turn it back upside down. See what we can do here. Okay. So I think I need to sharpen it. Well, I'll just remember, here comes Cyber, my cat. He's behind my other canvas. Okay. All right, center it up. I'm going to do some. Dusty gray, purples, blacks, blues. Should probably prime it first. So, time to break out my big bottle of exterior white. Whenever I'm going over the first layer with a shape, I add primer white, very, very thick, like a titanium white. This brush is a little crooked because it's been sitting in my art supplies for 10 years, but I think I can make it work. All right, so this is actually the top. No, it's coming down this way. Okay. Primer. This will be in a frame. It's not a 1.5 inch depth canvas. It's a cheap canvas. It will go into just a store-bought frame. So I'm not going to obsess over the edges. I'm going to do an odd number of 5 tree trunks. I've got 4. And sometimes your primer layer can add significant texture to the final layer, so that's cool too. Like, in not just like a layer of physical texture that you can see in the light, but a layer of highlights, lowlights. So as you're applying your primer, you want to make sure that you're keeping that in mind, like underneath your final coat of each color of tree trunk, because these are magical tree trunks. You will be able to see the highlights and lowlights. Oh shoot, that might be awkward contact. You know what? Sometimes this happens. I've had a small workspace here. I don't like where that last mark went, because there's a thing called awkward contact. It was too close to this corner. I'll probably put a flower there anyway, so I'm not going to overwork it. All right, where's the 5th tree? I'm going to turn it upside down because, well, right side up, so I can see where the 5th tree should go. Needs one more, so Maybe it's just a branch, maybe it's a whole tree, but regardless, it's going to go right in front of that big one. Just in case the final owner or winner of this painting wants to hang it frameless, we will just wrap. Keep wrapping. Don't go too crazy with it, just wrap it around. Okay, that's looking pretty good. All right, I love it. Let me make this one a little bit. Okay, turn it back like that so we can follow along. The brush worked pretty good. Hello, we are painting upside down today. Okay, thanks for joining. So these, we've got some pretty distinct background colors. And I need to add, before I start painting the trunks, I need to add more texture back there. Here's a good brush. Kind of ratty, but it'll work for what I want to do here. Okay, so in the background we're going to have some foliage. Just the impression. Use the bright yellow now. Just a tiny bit. Just put a tiny bit, see, right here. I actually used too much green for what I did, but I'll try to use it later. These are not bubbles, they're leaves. So they do not have to be perfectly round. But they do kind of look like bubbles. Huh. Okay, I had broken out some magenta colors to put back there, but I think I'm gonna keep it cool. And then use the magenta tones more so with some neutrals in the tree trunks. So let's break out some more magentas and reds. Looks like our primary red and permanent red. Orange would look good. Vermilion. Oh, this is a pretty pink. It's just called pink. Okay, well, we got all these. So I'm going to spin it around to this section, keep it away from the greens, because then you just have a neutral. So the first trunk, we're going to go with the ones behind, and they're on opposite sides, so that's good. And I'm going to go with kind of like the same color, kind of like a dusty. This is called light purple. I'm going to start with that, and then we'll deepen it, highlight it. I haven't even opened this one. Yay. Okay. Oh, time for a little caffeine drink. Hold on. Okay. I love these paints. I'm going to buy more of these. They're great. Put it over here by the white. Okay, that should be plenty. Sometimes when you look at the forest, the trees look purple. Y'all ever notice that? I'm gonna go ahead and put the, whoops, this one hasn't been opened either. This one's called Rouge. Okay. This is for my low lights. That should be plenty. Just a dab. Painting these 8x10 canvases do not take that much paint. Okay, and then for the highlight on my pink trees, that's a purple red, kind of like that. I don't think I've used this one. Nope. All right. Okay, I'm making a mess on my granite. Luckily I can, whoop, okay, that was ready to paint. This color was ready to come out and hit the canvas. Okay. Art class, thanks for joining art class. Okay, so I'm going to use that same brush that I originally used to put the primer on the trees. If you're just joining, this is upside down art class. Tell all your friends that you take upside down art class with Wendy in Texas. Okay, I know it's a mess, and some people are too organized to be able to look at this for very long, but okay. Here we go. This one's gonna get the dusty purple. I used to do these type of paintings with masking tape, but I don't do that anymore. Just do freehand, baby. My husband is out working on engines. Love you, honey. I told him I was going to start my art lessons. Next time I'll put a list of all of the things I'm using, and we'll do a similar painting, and maybe it won't be live, just be a video. Then you can stop and rewind and paint along, and it'll really be like art class then. I do need more space. If you have a light hand, you can manipulate the canvas without needing an easel. These are too lightweight to paint vertically. They just move all over the place, see? Okay. Let's go ahead with our low light. Rouge, wait. This one's called Rouge, yeah. That's a really dark rouge. I don't know about that. Not for my face, anyway. Okay. So, low lights. Even though acrylics dry really fast, you never want to like get the reds and the greens muddled. Then you'll just have a neutral. So give it a few minutes to dry. Before you start painting red near green. For sure. And that is because they are complementary colors on the color wheel, opposite the color wheel, and they are negatively affect each other, forming a neutral. I don't know if that's scientifically correct language, but that's how I think of it. Okay, let's move on to the other tree that goes behind. It's going to be the dusty. The dusty. This is what I do. They say, if you're going to start a YouTube channel, do what you do. Do what you love to do. And if you're like me and you're watching this and you're following along, you probably love to paint. And you don't have to be perfect. Just do what you love to do. almost did that tree. It'll all make sense. Let me flip it around. Okay, so the next, I'm gonna say hi and welcome to the live stream real fast. Hello, welcome to the live stream. I'm Wendy and we're painting. I think those trees need some texture. Yep, look, my deep yellow has not been opened yet. Yay! This makes me want to buy more paint just so I can open them. And I'm always going to buy these little tubes. Well, unless I'm doing something. Oh, shoot. That's okay. I haven't painted that tree yet. The white ones are still primed. We're painting upside down today. Okay, so here's the gold. I think that's enough. And I still have some yellow. But I do need to put some more of the metallic. I want to use the metallic as a portion of the highlights. Okay, that's enough of that one too. Alright, and I'm going to find a smaller, teeny tiny, itty bitty. My itty bitty brushes are blue. Yeah, there's one. Okay. Where's my paper towel? Here we go. Just use paper towels. You can use an old towel and then you have some pretty paint towels. I don't know where all my paint towels are, but I've got them. Okay, so we're going to do kind of like an aspen tree. Oops, I do need more of this one. Yeah, medium yellow. We're going to do an aspens, different colors here. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 2, 3. This one. Y'all, I wish I could stop and look at my inspiration one, but I can't, so I'm just going to go with it. Medium blue. Doing the big tree. And the little tree over here. Pale blue. So that's the pale blue. Gray purple. This one's gonna get the silver. Okay. This is my metallic silver. Why not? I haven't opened it yet. It would look really nice as highlights on the purple gray pale blue, which is coming up right now. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and choose this one. I like angled brushes. This is the only one that seems to be cooperating. Okay. The other two colors that you don't want to start getting mashed up together, Wendy, would be your yellows and orange and purple, because those are complementary. Blue and yellow makes green, so that's not as bad. But purple and yellow makes brown or gray. So then you would lose all your vivid color if you let them get too mashed up. Pale blue. The purple gray is the shadow on the tree limbs and the tree trunk. I'm gonna go back over it in a minute. And then this is the pale blue. Which is really the medium tone. And if you're passing by the magentas with your blues and purples, that's fine, because it'll blend like beautiful hairs. Kind of all the same colors, but different highlights. This is kind of a microcosm of one of my typical murals that I used to paint over a decade ago. Many of these art supplies, except for the paint I'm using right now, but the brushes, my paint cup, my glaze, the metallics, I've had them for over a decade, and I'm using them for my YouTube live, so it's pretty cool. I'm able to share it. And I've been doing YouTube lives outdoors with the llamas and the donkeys, but then I lose signal. And I don't even know how good the signal is right now. I haven't checked because I just started painting. Anyway, people have come and gone. I've noticed at first I had 14 viewers, and then 1, 2, 3, 7. Well, I finally got a like. Thank you. I can't see I'm busy painting, so I really can't view and give you a shout out, but I don't know who gave me the like. Thank you very much. Do appreciate that. Because the more likes and comments, even if you just leave some blue emojis, because I'm using blue paint right now, will move my little video up in the algorithm on YouTube Live, and other people might come into the paint party. Can't be a party with like just one person, but hey, glad you're here. Woohoo! Party, party, party. All right, so I am going around just in case the winner of this painting decides not to put it in a cheap 8x10 frame. So this is metallic silver. Look how pretty the metallic kind of blends with the paint, but you can still see the glimmering, and just have like a light touch with your brush. Just get it kind of skip around like a fresco from Italy. Michelangelo. I think I missed a low light there. Okay, so it's got a little bitty brush again, and add some racing stripes. Don't know what those are, but okay, we're going to do some of this. I'm going to use this metallic before it just like goes away. See why you need to use primer? Some of the light yellow has just fallen down into the phthalo green and the turquoise, where you can barely even see it anymore. But the metallic floats right on top of everything. Okay, last tree trunk. Okay, I'm pretty sure it's going to be Viridian. Medium tone. And Oh, I have not opened the turquoise green. Can't believe, I mean, I guess that last painting I did, which was for the McLaren contest, was just like primaries. I didn't break out any of my jungle colors. I don't think I've opened this one either. Okay. There we go. This last tree trunk is going to be so pretty, but I need to use a different brush because that one's got all the magentas in it, and we're gonna go with green, and we don't want them to get muddled. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and go with the medium one first. I'm working with a medium and a dark and a light, like turquoise. And this one's not angled very good. The brush is not angled. It's like a flat brush. An old, nappy flat brush. Okay, I've done everything on my branches the way I wanted them. I'm gonna need a smaller brush for the highlights and lowlights. Sometimes you might have to add some white if you really want it to pop on your highlights. Would you look at that? I forgot a whole branch of this tree. Boo. Okay, that was the purple. Okay. That was the... See? So now that means I need to do a little bit more of the pale blue. I missed a branch. Pale blue. I'm gonna go with that. Don't really like how the silver looks, to be honest. Okay, I need to take a gander. Looking good. Here comes the fun part. I've not even opened my pink yet. primary red. It looks so pretty. Painting upside down today. My tiny brush. I think what happened is my tiny brush had some green and I broke my own rule, so I have a neutral. Okay. Oh, it's looking pretty. Okay. I'm painting upside down for all of you. Okay, so I'm going to add some darker textures behind this one because it's blending in too much with the background. So what, not green, maybe the blue that I went with. So it's out, must be this one. I have, I'm going to use this one. It's the darkest. And I don't think I've opened it yet. No, it's always a little surprise. These paints are about 3 years old. Okay. Put it right by the blue. That should be enough. You don't need much, especially with the 8x10 canvas. So I'm going to go with this, not that one, the red. No. No. Oh, it's hiding. It was hiding behind my background brush. Okay, so this is the one I'm using for the little dots in the background. So I can't just put it in the middle. I can't just put it behind this one because that would look awkward. So I'm going to have to add this color to the entire background area. But I'll focus it more heavily right here where the background is causing the tree to blend in, taper it down into the existing yellow. Taper it back up. I think actually the background down here needed more contrast. Anyway, so I knew when I chose the turquoise shades for that center tree that this was a possibility. But you can just carefully go in and modify the background just the same way you can with your computer prompts. You can do it with a paint and brush. And then when that dries, I'm gonna have to kind of like brighten this pink up so it looks like the same species of flower. I don't want to suspend belief that much. It's okay if some of them overlap because it's a forest. It's a magical forest. Anything can happen. And then maybe just taper these darker ones up into that texture. But you know what? I'm going to have to go around my canvas a little bit. Oh no, that's dark back there, so it doesn't matter. I want to take a look-see. Oh, I'm liking it so much. I was really winging it with these colors, and I'm not done. The flowers need tendrils. We've got a lot of vines growing in our yard right now, and the tendrils are so pretty. That would be a good application for a stencil, but I don't have one. So I will be freehanding, perhaps with a marker. But I really can't do that till the paint's dry. And I still need to correct where I accidentally broke my own rule and muddled. Find a good brush for this. My brushes are so scruffy because I used them on walls over 10 years ago, and those walls had bumps. They were not always smooth. They were like bumpy walls. Especially if I was in a hospital, a daycare or like a doctor's office. Those walls were the bumpiest. I really don't like to see the background color coming through the light colors because it looks unfinished. Then again, sometimes nature does that. Have a petal or a leaf that's transparent, especially if the sun is shining through it. I'm going to go with some bright yellow pollen in the middle of these centers. I'm kind of getting a little bit too detailed for an abstract. I think I will manage to overwork it a bit. Sometimes I do that. My teeny tiniest brush is not teeny tiny anymore because it's messed up from walls. So sometimes I use a chopstick. We're gonna do some stems for the flowers, and we're gonna call it done for the day. Unless I come back to it and I decide that I want to add. So the stems for the flowers should be we're gonna do some different tones. I have it in. I'm just pulling out all the colors here. Okay, these are the two And let's see if I have a teeny tiny brush. Oh, I found one smaller. I found a smaller brush. Yay. Okay. We'll see what I can do with tendrils. But I'm going to have to turn it around. Even though tendrils can go in all different directions. I'm going to use some raw umber, which is about the darkest you can get without going into the black. And my tiny brush. And I'm going to add also some of my metallic gold. I like it better than the silver. Just a tiny bit. Going with the burnt umber, the metallic gold. microphone is hot. Flip it. I think leave a like if you like it. If I've inspired anyone today, I feel really good about that. So I'm gonna put it on the easel. I'm Wendy. I am a muralist. Today I was painting tiny. Hold on. It's still wet. I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I just want to put it on the little easel so you can get an idea. With all the paints around it. Boop. It's weird that however long ago, an hour ago, this didn't exist, but now, boom, it's in my house. And it might even go out to a lucky person. Different lights. Here's another painting that I did. Oh, here's another painting. It's from art class in college. See how the metallics glisten? I really like it. Oops. Okay, there we go. Turned out nice. Okay, well, thanks for joining. See you next time. Have a great Tuesday. Bye.